What up, guys? Welcome to the show. Yes, I played two songs. I love both of them. If you did not know, the Jackpot Joey song was being played on Channel 12 today, locally here in Cincinnati. So I decided to play that one. And everybody likes, they got to play us. So I played both of them. So, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the AFC North champions, King of the North, the Cincinnati Bengals. Not to be a favorite, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button, smash that thumbs up. Dude, you guys are awesome. I'm up to 2,067 subscribers. That is awesome. Again, appreciate every single one of you guys. Now, do me a favor, if you're watching on YouTube, or excuse me, watching on Facebook or Twitter, and you have yet to subscribe to my channel on YouTube, why not? 2,067 people have. You should too. Please do so. Please go to YouTube channel Sports with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button. Hit the bell for the notification. And every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, exclusively in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chats. So if you got something that you really want Santori to answer about what the Bengals did to whoop the Bills' ass, or, Santori kind of says stuff on Twitter and you want to, argue with him or fight or whatever, give me a super chat. I greatly appreciate it. And also, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And you know it. Played the song earlier. Jackpot Joey, if you want any of the gear, the hat, the flags, not the beer. The beer you have to go to stores and buy. But if you want any of it, go to jackpotjoey9.com. We also have cigars on there. I think they're on the website. If not, you got DM Matty Myers. All kinds of cool stuff. The award-winning beer is everywhere. Shout out to Local 12 for giving us a spot or doing a story on the beer on Monday. I just got done talking to Andy from Brink, and we got people all over the state calling now wanting the beer. So this is awesome. So they're gonna have to start making more. But like I said, it's at Jungle Gyms. It's at Brink right there in College Hill. Over in Kentucky, it is at Cork and Bottle. Here on the west side, it is in Delhi Liquor. So make sure you go get some so you can have some to drink. You have the Jackpot Joey beer. You have the Jackpot Joey cigar. Enjoy yourself. Well, I'll be at Burrowhead. I cannot freaking wait. Now, one other thing. We got Betfred here. Sports betting is legal now in Ohio. And if you have not signed up yet, why not? Because last week I made a lot of money. Bengals and Brews had a boost where anytime Jamar Chase touchdown, right out the bat, I won money. You could have too. Go to Betfred Sports. Make sure you sign up there and go win some money. And let's bet the Bengals to win the Super Bowl. What's up to everybody in the chat? Let me see who was first. I think. Yep, Stranger, you're back on top today. Stranger's first, and Crip, Richard, Jay Huday, Pork Chop, Haas, Darth Bengal, my brother-in-law, RJ. RJ is in the house. What's up? Kevin's in there. Greg, Foxy, Tom Brooks is in there. Royal Flush Terry, Nicholas Sherry, Rick the Rock, Greg, and John Hinkle. What's up to all you crazy, mother-loving Bengal fans? All right, let's get to this. It is film study day. Let's find out from Santori how the hell the Bengals just flat destroyed the Bills. What do you got?
I'm here.
That was a pretty fun game. I mean, that was a pretty easy game. Actually, easier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, so probably for the last 15 years, we've been pretty used to wins coming down to the final second. And my dad and I, after every single win, sarcastically look at each other and say, another easy win. And we were sitting next to each other in RJ Cinema after that one. I looked at him and I was like, I think that one was a pretty
right. Dude, it was over by the second drive. I mean, we almost went up. I thought we were going up 14, or it should be 21 points at one time. I looked at Chandler. We're at RJ Cinemas, which, by the way, if you have not been to RJ Cinemas, I recommend go there and watch the game. I looked at him like, dude, we're crushing them. And by the way, real quick, I got to get this out too. I keep forgetting to tell everybody. I'm doing a live show at Break Brewery, 5:30 this Friday. They got $3 Jackpot Joey cans of beer there. They'll be giving away. We'll be giving away Jackpot Joey merchandise. I tweeted it out yesterday. So if you guys don't know where it is, look up Brink Brewery. It's on Hamilton Avenue. I don't have the address with me right now, but make sure you guys show up at 5:30 Friday. Anyway, sorry, I had to put that out there. So, what we got for today? How you feeling about how I'll just put it this way. I want to know your thoughts before we get into the film study here on the offensive line. This was the big story going into this. We're all worried about Jackson Carman. I was worried about Jackson Carman. The right side, I wasn't as worried about, but, they played the best game I think they played all year.
They look pretty good. I do want to preface it with that was probably one of the lesser pass rushes you're going to face this year.
True.
But at the same time, they're still NFL players. And the line last year would not have played that well against this Buffalo pass rush unit. Jackson Carman played well. They did what I believe you should do, which is play to your roster strengths and not necessarily how you want to scheme things. Right. This Bengals playbook is designed for zone run, and there's no debate about that. But they've done a great job of checking their ego and saying that it doesn't work. And they went power run. I mean, look at the guys they have up there right now, right? Mm-hmm. With the exception of Karras, they've got some giant human beings on that line.
It's a bigger line now than we've had before. I mean, those guys are huge.
It's a monstrous line.
Right.
Harmon is not small by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, I'm not that small of a guy, but he dwarfs me.
Volson is massive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Max Sharping, I think, is like 3 linemen put together. He's one of the biggest. He is one of the biggest offensive linemen, at least on camera. He looks massive.
Right.
And Adeneji's not small. So you've got a really, really, really good set up there for guys that if you want to run some power, and they're not unathletic either. We've seen it with Adeneji, and I'll show that film on the next show I'm on with Adeneji pulling some. If you're interested.
Wait, what show is that called?
God, I'm coughing now. Jesus.
I think it's called Rally Around the Natty.
Yes, Rally Around the Natty. We'll go over some of that. But they really kind of catered back to the strengths of, their personnel, which was a power run game. I don't think Buffalo necessarily anticipated that. They have been more of a power run team in the second half of the year, but this was almost strictly power. Right. And they did an excellent job. Mixon ran like his hair was on fire. I think it came down to they just kind of came out and punched Buffalo right in the mouth, and they just didn't really respond well to it.
Now, I have a question for you moving forward here. And people have asked me this at work. Do you keep the line the same as it was? I mean, even if Jonah and Cap are healthy as well as they played?
It depends on the level of health.
Right. That's exactly what I said. Go ahead. Keep going.
If they're fully healthy, yeah, you bring them back. They're the starters. That's the system. There's better communication there. And there is something to be said for having that continuity back. If they're halfway healthy, I activate them and use them as an insurance policy and keep going with what you have done. Because inversely, and this is going to sound like I'm contradicting myself, there's something to be said for continuity. So run same unit back out there again is only going to help those guys get better.
Right. Now, Tom Brooks here has a good question, which, I mean, we've done this a couple of times, but how do you slow down Travis Kelce, which I still don't understand how the Jags didn't at least cover him. They just kind of left him wide open 16 times. But anyway.
you don't, quite frankly. You can double him all you want. You can bracket him all you want. He doesn't necessarily run what I would call a normal route tree. They use him as a lot of find the soft spot in the zone. Yeah, holding him would help. Travis is arguably the best tight end in the history of the NFL. He's just damn good. The way you slow him down is by slowing Mahomes down. and that's really it. Tight end is such a unique position in the NFL. They're difficult to cover. They're difficult to run with. I mean, they're kind of the unicorn of the NFL. There's maybe 5 or 6 really, really good ones in the entire league.
Right.
It's harder to find a dominant tight end than it is a top 10 quarterback anymore. So you don't really stop them. You stop the quarterback.
Now, full disclosure, I heard that Patrick Mahomes actually did practice today.
Yeah, he looked fine. I watched
Yeah.
him.
I mean, he walked. I saw him walk off the stage or whatever. I mean, he whatever. I'm not. This is so overblown. I don't care. I hope he's healthy. Come healthy. We've beat you 3 times in a row, and this whole Rick put it in here. He goes, when we beat the Chiefs, they're going to say if Mahomes was healthy, ankle gate, give Cincy some props. They're already making excuses for it, and I'm like, they're like, well, what if if the Bengals beat them? Is Patrick Mahomes' ankle? Is that the reason? We beat them 3 times already, and we beat them last year in the AFC Championship in Burrowhead with a healthy Mahomes, with oh geez, I can't think of the wide receiver that they let go. Why can't I think of his name?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill. We beat him then. So if you beat a guy 3 times already, I don't give a crap he's got a hurt ankle or not. I'll come healthy. It doesn't matter. We've already beat him. There should be that shouldn't be an excuse. We've already beat you 3 times in a row. It shouldn't be an excuse. I don't think anyway, but I know it will be.
I just hope he's at full strength and he beat him at full strength.
He looked fine, but
he looks fine to me. I really don't care. I'm used to a quarterback on a certain black and yellow team pretending that he's been hurt for 20 years now.
Right,
I really don't give a shit. Just go out there and play, buddy.
Yeah, go out there and play, and we're gonna whoop your ass. It's gonna be a awesome victory time. I cannot wait because I'm gonna be in Burrowhead, and I cannot wait to watch the ceremony. Earl Flesh Terry, expect both teams to pull out a few trick plays, like Travis Kelce passing in the red zone for the Bengals and the Joe Mixon Super Bowl special. I would be if Kansas City's pulling out a ton of trick plays. I wouldn't be surprised, but to me that means they know they can't beat us straight up.
I don't know. There's a lot of times that, these are kind of the games that you save them for. The Patriots used to save their wacky shit for the playoffs too. There's no tomorrow. So if you've got something that you think is a pretty damn good play, now's the time.
Well, it's kind of like the one the Bengals pulled off the touchdown to Hayden Hurst. They kept doing the screen to Jamar Chase that never worked. The Bills crashed down on him, and Hayden Hurst was wide open. What a trick play, but it's one they set up, for weeks.
And by the way, and we haven't really heard this argument in a long time, but I'm still going to keep bringing it up till the day I die. Good coaches understand their own tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're playing off your own tendencies where you have what's called a screen and go like that, bad coaches don't do that stuff. They don't understand their own tendencies. They just keep throwing the screen and hope it works.
Wait, are you saying Zach Taylor's a good coach?
I'd say that was good coaching and good play calling. the thing that everybody has forgot to complain about for the last 12 weeks.
Exactly. Let's get the Dean here. If Mahomes isn't mobile, he's going to be leaning on Kelce to get the ball out quick. Flowers has been good against Kelce in the past, but I think he's out. He's playing in Flowers' spot.
It's been Dax Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So that's we'll see. The tape's been up and down on Dax. I trust Lou though to figure something out.
Lou Dini's got something for him.
Mm-hmm.
And Rick says we need to sign you up for a backup lineman.
I would not do well. I'll be the first person to tell you that. I was a safety growing up. I ain't much of a blocker.
You had speed back in the day?
A little bit, not too much. My grandfather was a pretty damn good sprinter.
Right.
I did play center field, so there's something to be said there.
I think I need new batteries in my mouse here. It's not want to move so fast. John here says, win the coin toss. Win the coin toss. Go down, score first. We can control the game. The Bengals like having the ball first, especially this year. They've done that a lot, and I
It
don't.
goes against everything I believe as a coach.
But dude, it works. It's been
It's
working a
one of
lot.
those things where when they first started doing it, I rolled my eyes and I was like, I hate kicking off at halftime. I cannot stand it. But they started winning. And I was like, until they prove to me that it's not gonna work, then I'll let it ride. It's just a philosophy more than anything. If you execute, it doesn't really matter who the hell gets the ball first.
Right. Well, I think it helps.
I think it helps their psyche.
Yeah, their psyche. Like, screw you guys. We're gonna get the ball. You got chase. We're scoring in the first drive. You got to chase us. And that's where that to me just puts them in a aggressive mood. Everybody like, all right, we're attacking. We're gonna attack you right off the get.
It does. It's one of those things back when I remember being on the sidelines for high school games. If we knew we were kicking off, the defense would just get this rush of adrenaline and they were so excited to go out there. And the offense would sit there for a minute and go, okay. But you never knew how long you were going to sit there.
Right.
And there is something to be said about, maybe getting a little cold. Not necessarily temperature, but you know what I mean? Like you're not as, you don't have the adrenaline pumping, and it's hard to get back up after that. So if that's what it takes, because this team used to start off pretty damn slow early on, then, so be it. Momentum carries as long as you keep performing and executing. So if that's the instant jolt that they need for momentum, then I'm all for it. It's worked. I can't argue with results.
So Kara here says, Joe looked good today. I guess maybe Kara went down to practice because I didn't get to go down there. I went down last week. I went down. And I just saw them as they walked into the not the bubble. They told me don't call it the bubble, the practice facility. I keep calling it that, and then it's not the bubble. It's the practice. Okay, all right, my bad. It's practice.
You can't call it the bubble.
The Bengal guys down there, that the security guards and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm down here at the bubble. Like, you're not. They don't want it being called the bubble. They want to call it the practice facility or the practice structure. I'm like, all right. So
it is a bubble. All right.
Whatever, man. Whatever. I don't know.
I'm not fat. I'm just big boned.
Right. Exactly. Hey, I always tell my wife round's a shape. Okay. Rufflish Terry, Trent McDuffie versus Jamar Chase. What's your thoughts?
Bad idea.
Why?
Jamar Chase.
Gotcha.
Don't think that's not gonna. I don't think that's gonna bode well for him.
Well, and that was one thing I was expecting this past week is Jamar to really step up and the offense to step up, because we did struggle against the Ratbirds. And I kept telling everybody, it's like, they're not going to see as good a defense like Baltimore until
we ran the ball 30 times. Right. How much can you expect the pass offense to do?
Right. But when you play a team 3 times in back-to-back weekends, it's hard. The only defense I'm going to compare the Ratbirds to that the Bengals could possibly face is the Sucky Niners. And that's in the Super Bowl. So there's pretty good too. Yeah, I call them Sucky Niners.
My God.
All right, you want to get into this thing?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's go.
I got my little skedaddle pad.
Where'd all the squiggly lines go? You.
I took them off. We got to teach people where they go.
Oh, you were just practicing. Oh, okay,
I was getting everything lined up.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So what we got? This is Jamar Chase's touchdown first drive.
Right. So the first thing I want to do is kind of draw the defense out here and teach y'all something. So it's too high look, right? So when you have this look where you've kind of got this opening in the middle of the field, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's called.
With my new screen, it's a lot easier to see this now. I'm just telling you.
That's called an open middle field. Okay. The middle of the field is open, meaning so if you've got a vertical route from Jamar, and you'll see this here. This is where we talk about that silent communication between quarterbacks and receivers. Jamar has to know that this is an open middle, and Burrow's going to know this is open middle. Mm-hmm. So if he's got a vertical route, what he's going to do is he's going to press this seam.
Right.
Okay? You've got a go route here, and then you've kind of got to come back here just depending on what he reads. And then you've got a flat. All right. On defense, beyond that too high shell, we have a blitzing corner.
Mm-hmm.
You have a hook to curl. You have a hook to curl, and then everybody else is just rushing. What's going to happen is when this protection breaks down and Burrow kind of steps up into this area, numbnuts here.
We always have numbnuts. There's always a numbnuts.
He screws up the entire operation.
Numbnuts.
Yeah, he flows way too far and loses all of his depth trying to cut off Hayden Hurst.
He goes too far forward or sideways? You're saying sideways?
All of it.
Okay.
He needs to continue to get depth.
Okay.
Especially because he understands he's got a too high look behind him that the middle of the field is open. If he decides to vacate, there's absolutely no one in the middle of the field, and it puts all of the stress in the world on your safeties. So what you end up seeing is he vacates and comes down here.
Jamar's wide open.
Yep.
There's nobody within 10 feet of him, dude.
There's nobody.
20 feet of them. Jeez.
They vacated the whole middle of the field.
Yep. You got two guys covering whoever that is down at the bottom down there. They're both going toward him.
Yeah, you got two guys covering the check down and no one covering Jamar Chase.
All right.
I'm not saying that that's the best look in the world, but it's definitely the worst. I don't know why you would...
Joe's eyes had to light up like, holy crap, he's wide open.
Right. I mean, it's just not ideal. Actually, I'm way wrong on the first part of this.
Yeah.
So I apologize. This safety actually bites down. I thought it was cover 2. It's cover 3. So you've actually got a closed middle. So pardon me for cutting my clips right before I come on the show. He bites down and he bites down. So again, this guy is supposed to be getting depth, and Jamar runs right behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's still this linebacker's fault because he's already got help in the flat from this safety. And they just lose Jamar in the middle of the field.
Yeah, that's the one guy on our team you do not want to lose.
I'm not sure what quantifies as wide open in the NFL.
That's pretty much it.
I feel like Joe's not going to miss that guy.
Dude, you and me wouldn't have missed that one.
Yeah, I mean, I can throw a ball pretty accurately, about 35 yards. Joe's currently standing at the 34. Jamar's at the 15. I could lob a 19-yard throw in there. I could get that one. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah.
There was just some miscommunications with Buffalo. And pardon me for not knowing my coverage off the top of my head. I look like an idiot now, but
damn it, Santori. Oh, I usually damn it, Dale. Sorry.
But yeah, that's all it was. Is sometimes people just you get two guys going the same place, you get a little confused, and that's not like it was an incredibly difficult concept. Mm-hmm. Tremaine Edmonds just did not know where he was supposed to go. He lost track of the fact that he has middle of the field right now. That's all it took.
Johnny Paps here says, how about the play of Jackson Carman last week? The guy looked athletic as on the run plays. Pass blocks, well, for the most part, extremely promising to see after the start he had in Cincy. We talked about that a little bit. What was your, what was your insight on how Jackson, or why, just because he went back to his natural position, that he looks so much better, or he's had a whole year to kind of sit and watch, not have the pressure of playing, or what do you think made him play so good last week, or look so good?
Yes, to all of that. I think he was probably humbled a little bit by the fact that he is a second-round pick and a healthy scratch for the whole game.
And he about got released.
Yeah, I think he was a little humbled. But here's the deal, and this is where you need to give credit to Jackson Carman. He hasn't played that position in a game since college.
Right.
It's been a year and a half, 2 years since last time he played that position was like the championship game against Joe Burrow.
Right.
Like it's been a long ass time since he's had to
2020.
do that.
Yeah.
Right. So,
I mean, he did practice it. They said it.
Sure, he's practiced it,
but not in a game, right?
But the only way that you come in a game and look that fluid is if you've taken practice seriously. And
Right.
being that he's like the number 5 option over there,
Right.
he does a lot of standing at practice. He took that time seriously. Obviously, it's apparent. There's something that we used to call mental reps, where even if you're not in, pay the fuck attention of what's going on, and he did. That showed. So that shouldn't be taken lightly. That shouldn't be cast aside. It shouldn't just be he got lucky for a game. He is playing at the highest level in the world right now. It's the playoffs.
Right.
He's a game away from the Super Bowl. He's not going to face much more elite talent ever in his life than he's playing over the next couple weeks. Came in, looked all right. He didn't look great. He looked all right. But he looked the part, and that's the thing. He looked like a starting NFL left tackle.
I mean, dude, he was pancaking people.
He did. He's aggressive and he's strong, and credit to the Bengals, like we said, to coaching to some of those guys' strengths. Those are stronger guys. They do like to be more physical. They're not as passive as blockers as some teams might have.
Right.
But there needs to be significant credit given to Jackson Carman for taking the last 2 months of his career seriously as he did, because it showed. You don't just, for lack of a better term, fuck off for 2 months and get thrown in the playoffs and perform well.
Right, exactly.
So
that's one thing I kind of preface that to how the Bills fans feel. I think they're devastated that they lost because they thought it was their year because of all the stuff that happened to them or whatever. I'm like, that ain't the way this crap works. you know, the better team usually wins, and the guy and Ted Karras said it. Jax Carman needs to take advantage of his opportunity, because that's exactly how Ted Karras got his job in the NFL, and injured to some guy, and he stepped up and played well. That's what happens. You got it when it's the NFL. It's not for long, but when you got your opportunity and you're getting a second shot at it, because Jackson Carman had his opportunity last year, you got to take advantage of it, and I think he did. Now, my question is, after asking, somebody in here asked if Kappa is healthy. I don't think Kappa practiced again. I don't think Kappa's going to be ready until Super Bowl, to be honest. And I don't think they're going to push Jonah Williams to come back. If he's not 100% healthy, I think they might throw Carman back out there again.
Unless it's an absolute emergency, I don't see those guys playing this week.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, because just the continuity of how well they played. I think they're going to do it. I think Rick the Rock here says, I think Carman blocked high, but it works at the tackle position. Kudos to him. So that's one thing he did say too. Jackson Carman said that playing guard actually helped him too, because it's a more compressed space. It's faster. It's more hand fighting, is the way he explained it. So that he said actually translated to help him to do better at tackle, which I thought was interesting. Yeah, any thoughts on that at all? Nothing.
If I had more knowledge on the intricacies of interior offensive line play, I would. But I try not to speak on things I don't know about.
Yeah, I'm just quoting what he said. I mean,
I heard the quote. I'll yield to him. He knows it more than I do.
Yeah, Eric keeps asking this. Didn't Jackson have back surgery before he was drafted?
Yeah, he had a herniated disc.
Yeah. So he might be, a year from healing. So that's got to be another thing that helps. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I'm like, let's just say we take this offensive line the way it is to the Super Bowl. Say Kappa and Jonah don't play, and we win this thing with these guys. Now, there's no way Kappa's going to be our starting right guard. There's no chance that they're moving him. He's played too good all year. But our tackles, if Adeniji and Carman keep getting better, one, they're cheaper. Two, they're younger. There's a chance, I think, that they could be our if all this works out, that they could be our starting right and left tackle moving forward next year.
I would be surprised if Carman leaps Jonah. quite frankly. I think he's got a lot of work to do, and there's about 13 million reasons why Jonah is going to be your left tackle next year, quite frankly. Um,
Oh, that's right. That's his last year next year, right? Yeah, that's his fifth
yeah,
year.
he's
Yeah,
under
you're right. You're right.
contract.
You're right. You're
They
right. You're right.
picked
I
up
forgot
that
about that.
5th-year
Yep,
option.
you are correct. I did forget about that. Well, I
Moving
mean, hey,
forward after that, if he
yeah,
continues to play well, I don't know, but
right.
it's such a small sample size. It's been a disaster of a career for Jackson Carman. Call it what it is, with one good start at an incredibly important time. I'm going to need a lot more, but he's given me some confidence to let me move forward.
Now, what's your thoughts on Johnny Paps here? Says Chris Jones is obviously an issue on the D line for Kansas City, but that scheme blocking Pollock used during the Buffalo game was absolutely beautiful. And that's like you said, the to me, Kansas City defense, the difference between Kansas City's defense, in my opinion, and Buffalo is Chris Jones. That's the difference because they actually have a legit pass rusher.
They're actually very similar.
Yeah, but
Because
they had that guy who could be a game wrecker. Buffalo didn't have that.
no, Buffalo has actually got more on the line than Kansas City does. Yeah, Rousseau has been pretty damn good this year. Ed Oliver's not been bad this year. They just ran into a little bit of injury trouble and didn't match up well. Kansas
Oh,
City
dude, that gives me even more confidence. We're gonna kick their ass then.
Kansas City has Carl Loftus and Dunlap on the outside, who that's not something I would really sign up for. They've got Chris Jones on the inside, who, by the way, Chris Jones has never had a sack in a playoff game. He's 0 for 13.
There you go.
So he's got a little bit of I'm not going to say he turns into Andy Dalton in the playoffs, but the numbers aren't there.
It's either way. It's gonna be interesting. I cannot freaking wait for it to get here. I'm leaving Saturday. This has been the slowest week ever. I'm ready to go. I want to go experience some Kansas City barbecue, experience how loud this stadium is. You know, it's gonna be an absolute blast. So tell everybody, what do you got your show tonight, right? What are you guys talking about on Rally?
Just the Bills game coming up. I'm sure
Chiefs game coming up.
Yeah, that one. Sorry. I'm just looking at all the Bills film this week. The Chiefs game coming up. My dad's pretty fired up about some of the disrespectful things being thrown around in the media still. So I woke up to probably 5 or 6 articles. He was up at like 5 in the morning just sending me stuff rapid fire. He's like, I think his patience is wearing thin on people still disrespecting us, and I think that's probably going to control a lot of the content tonight.
Dude, I've abstained from some of it. I haven't put everything out there, but the one thing I did put out, Chaos put it out there, and this is for Hayden Hurst. Reminded he never got his vengeance on whatever that guy's name is. I can't see who was talking crap about Hayden. You called him Higby.
Justin Reed.
Yeah. I retweeted that. So I was like, hey, you didn't get to finish playing in that game. So go eat, big boy. Go eat, big dog. So I'm hoping Hayden Hurst finally started becoming a red zone target in this game against Buffalo. And that I've been waiting for that. I thought that'd be more of a consistent thing this year than it has been, actually. Hopefully he will do more of that in Kansas City this weekend.
Maybe. I'm getting a lot of people blowing me up saying that they have a better pass rush than I'm giving them credit for. It's all right. I don't believe they do.
Well, they said they got Jones. That's where I'm like, that's the big name. And like Dunlap, I got respect for him. He's a former Bengal, but he's nowhere near what he used to be.
Are they number 2 in team sacks? I don't know. I just know what I watch on tape. I like stats, but I'm not a huge stats guy. I go off tape, and the tape's just not incredibly impressive. Yeah, I mean, they're number 2 in sack rate, so great. I mean, awesome. It depends when those sacks come, you know. They're not sacks are not the most important stat on the planet.
Crip goes, do you guys think Malik will apologize to Jack Scarma on his show tonight? No, because I mean Malik wasn't wrong about drafting him and making him a guard. So no, I don't think he's gonna apologize because it wasn't wrong for that. So anyway, brother, I appreciate you. Go have fun. Go watch Route. What's it? You guys on at 7 tonight?
Yep, 7:00.
7:00. Go. He's got even more film study. Bengal Dad's gonna go nuts. Big Savage Greg, who knows what the hell he's gonna say. You got Sissy James.
I guarantee you he's going to say something along the lines of don't stand on the tracks while the train's coming through.
Choo choo.
He has said that for every single podcast.
Hey, keep saying it. We're winning.
Here's a point that I want to make real quick.
What's up?
Kansas City's number 2 in sack rate, but they're number 10 in pass rush efficiency. So they're struggling somewhere. It means that they're top 10 pass rush, but I mean,
what is our pass rush offhand? Do you know?
Oh, bad.
Is it
really bad? They've got us ranked at 17th, and we're bottom of the league in sacks.
Oh dang.
Yeah. But Buffalo's going into that game was number 5, so. That was the number 5 pass rush in the NFL. We just stonewalled, apparently. I know they don't have Von Miller anymore, but like I said, Buffalo's...
Well, they haven't had him for a while. I mean, it's not like...
Yeah, so they're still grading well. They're grading better than Kansas City. I don't think Kansas City's all that great. I think there's probably some coverage sacks in there, to be honest.
Hey, we'll see. I can't wait for Sunday, buddy. We'll find out. Go check out Santori and the boys on Rally tonight. Santori, I appreciate you, brother. We're gonna do this again next week because we got another game. We're going to the Super Bowl. Just saying. Speaking to existence, brother.
I've already started securing airfare.
Oh, you suck! I'm not going there. I want to go anyway. All right, I'm done with you now. You're gonna go Super Bowl. All right, dude. Who dey? Oh God, yeah, I wish I could go to the Super Bowl, but I can't. Let's see here. Oh, there's a couple questions people asked me. Richard, actually, I was not in Kansas City last year. I went to Tennessee. I didn't get a chance to make it to Kansas City, so we abstained from going to the first round or second round of the playoffs, so we could go to this one. So I did that. Johnny Paps, you asked what section I'm sitting in. I don't know offhand. It's up in the sky. I'm not sure what section it is. It's up in the sky. I don't care. I just wanted to get there. So anyway, but yeah, guys, if you're not going to the game, go to RJ Cinemas. It's an absolute blast. They're gonna have the theater in 5 studios, 5 theaters. So go check it out. It's an awesome place to go watch it. And like I said, this Friday I'm going to be at Brink Brewery live at 5:30 doing my show there. I don't know who's going to be the guests. We'll just see who shows up. So make sure you guys show up, have some fun. They have $3 Jackpot Joey cans of beer there. We're going to be giving giveaways of Jackpot Joey stuff. So it should be a lot of fun. We're going to try, if you were there last time, we're going to try to pump my show through the house speakers so everybody can actually hear me. Because last time I did it was just on the internet and nobody could actually hear me unless I talked really loud. And I screamed, "They got to play us" real loud and scared everybody in the bar. So it was interesting. So it's going to be at 5:30 at Brink Brewery. I don't have the address, but go look up Brink Brewery. It'll be a blast. All right, let's get to Facebook groups that let me live stream, and I appreciate every single one of them. They are Houday Nation, Houday Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Radical Reds, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar, and they can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Triniple. TikTok is at Iceman90. I'll be pulling a sound off later on tonight, put it on the podcast. It'll be on BPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure rate, like, and review, especially on Apple. Leave a comment on Spotify so more fans can find my podcast. I'd greatly appreciate it. YouTubers, we're at 2,067 subs. You guys are awesome. I say this every single time. One for you. I'll be doing this. So make sure you guys come check me out at Brink Brewery this coming Friday. because that's going to be the last show I do before I'm going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. We're going to Burrowhead. We're going to whoop some cheese ass. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to eat some KC barbecue, and then we're going to stomp the Chiefs. Oh, yeah. I cannot wait. I know I can't sing. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, I will play both songs again. Shout out Channel 12. Thank you for the story about the Jackpot Joey beer, about the song and everything else. It's been awesome. So if you don't know the two songs I'm going to play, first is Jackpot Joey. Then it's They Gotta Play Us, which They Gotta Play Us is going to be on Spotify. He dropped it Monday, and I think by tomorrow it's going to be on Spotify. I think I got a DM YB Assad and Jordan Brooks and make sure that's what day it's going to be on there. But hey, it's going to be on Spotify. You guys will be able to listen to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, other than that, you ready? That's just sports, baby. See ya!
How much did that motivate